Sri R. Balakrishnan, Chief Guest of the occasion, Honorable Sri Akshit Samat, Member of Parliament, Founder of Art of Giving, KIIT and his institutions, Baba Ram Narayan Das Maharaj ji, and the distinguished guests who are present today. A good evening to all of you. In fact, I consider myself to be very privileged to be present on the occasion of the celebration of 10th year of the movement on art of giving being championed by Dr. Achyut Samant. What is another great satisfaction is to see Sri R. Balakrishnan sir present today. He is a distinguished civil servant of the country and he has been someone who has been inspiring the civil servants of the country for more than 3 decades. And he is a person who often would say that I am not a religious person. And such a statement can come from someone who has very deep convictions. And I believe that the conviction is the spiritual foundation of that man. We are the ones who have seen him very closely, we have seen his work in tribal districts of Navratpur and several other places. And we are fortunate that Odisha had a civil servant like R. Balakrishnan. If ever somebody attempts to write a book, you would often know that the civil servants were behind. But many of them do so much great work silently and they are not known in posterity. But if someone attempts to write the work of Sri R. Balakrishnan, his contribution to Odisha, how compassionate he had been in several districts that he worked for, and thereafter, I think there will be volumes of books written on his work. Sir, we are very fortunate that you are present on this occasion. I am extremely happy that Dr. Achyut Samant has been steering a movement called Art of Giving, which I was not so familiar with unless I saw the statistics little late. I had opportunity to visit his and KIIT organization a few times. What was amazing for me is to see the confident children, I think 40,000 in number in KIAS. And these children are drawn from tribal districts where we had worked. And I know how difficult it is to run an organization and you don't charge anything, it's almost free of cost for all the children, 40,000 in number, such a big number. I remember in the year 2001 when I was collector of Bhubaneswar, in one of the visits to the drought affected areas, I found that the mentally challenged children are chained because there is no one to take care of them because the parents have migrated to other place of the country in search of work. There was a terrible drought. And I found that in blocks of Nuapada, Komna and many other places, the number of such children were quite a number. We thought, when I returned back, I thought that I must start a residential school for the mentally challenged children. I came across one social worker, now he is an honorable minister in Odisha government, Raju Dholkia. We sat together, we thought that we would start a residential school because if this is the condition of the children, I think they are not going to survive for a few more days. And those days, food for work program was going on and we sold those gunny bags and we collected some 6 lakhs rupees and we started a school. And I knew that there would be problem in future once I leave the district. So I put that school under the district Red Cross, so I will be connected with chairman. So if I leave the district, there will be someone who will be taking care of the children. And I knew for 4 5 years, even after I left the district, it was very difficult to take care of those 60 70 children in our school. So when at that institution today, one of the best in the country is Bishnupad School for the mentally retarded school in Bhubaneswar. What I wanted to say is not what I did. I wanted to say that if there was such great difficulty for me to take care of 60 70 children, what a great efforts that must have been made behind to take care of 40,000 number of children. I think instead of diverting his attention to taking care of 40,000 tribal children, and he invested in time and energy or some other work, he could have earned tons of money. So I think his personality lies in these issues. I think he has grown, and like the art of joy, the institution has become a giant tree. He also has become a giant tree, and I am sure his contribution has been recognized by now. And for time to come, this art of giving organization will grow. And as you see, the celebration is happening all over the state, all over the country, and around the globe. I think it will become a solid movement because he believes that the happiness has reached to be shared. And he personally has experienced what a kind of energy that exchange takes place between the giver and receiver. I think if you feel that vibe or the energy exchange between the giver and receiver, I am sure there will be kind of a fulfillment in your life. And in the modern society, that we need a lot of volunteers because it's a complex society, and these are no more agrarian rural society where there will be community. There is a need of a lot of volunteers. For example, Odisha government is also promoting a large number of volunteers. Like to take care of road accident cases, Honorable Chief Minister has launched a program called Rakshaks. 40,000 volunteers, 30,000 volunteers are being picked up, they are being trained and organized in a kind of a group so that when there is an accident in the neighborhood of a highway, I think the volunteers should rush. So there are several efforts being made to promote volunteerism and to promote the youth for such kind of action which the society needs. There are examples of many such things which have happened in the past. In the aftermath of super cyclone, I think Balakrishna sir knows that with the efforts of volunteers, one concept was experimented called Mamta Gృହ. There are orphans, there are widows, and there are aged people, there are disabled people. These people in the aftermath of super cyclone in 1999 were kept in a kind of a house or home which was called Mamta Gృহ. I think it earned a lot of accolade because of the spirit of volunteerism, because of the community spirit that was shown in such kind of efforts. So I see from the video that a lot of work is being done by the volunteers all around the globe, and particularly the work during Corona has been really commendable by Sri Achyuta Samarth and his group of people. At the time of Corona, this is my personal experience that I was wondering that when people are not sure of their life, like I was wondering why not all the scientists of the world come together and whatever patent that might have been discovered as first patent, why was it not used for the mankind? So imagine if a group of scientists in US or UK discovered a virus, why the seed was not distributed all over free of cost. I think there is a lot of humanizing of the society that is needed. I think this art of giving would create a kind of a society where there will be no patents. I think in our ancient time there are no patents. Whatever knowledge was discovered, it was given, handed over to the community, it was given to the society. I think the movement like the giving joy kind of the organization, if they grow and they get roots, I think the society will be more human, and I think this will become more effective in the future. One thing Dr. Samant said that this is not new. I think he said that this is not new. This has been being done from the ancient times. There is a lot of spiritualism which has promoted him to adopt this. Like he also said that he is someone who loved his mother so much. I think in a year he celebrated the art of giving in association with all the mothers of the world. I think like this, when I was a child, I used to sit down near my mother, and I used to listen to many of the stories of Mahabharata. And one story which fascinated me all the time was who was the greatest giver of the world. And no other than Lord Krishna himself has admitted or said in Mahabharata that it was it was Karna, which Babaji said he was the greatest giver. I think one story I will just narrate for the kind of entertainment and for learning for it is that on the 17th day of the Mahabharata war, I think the war had been over, the Karna had been defeated, and the evening was descending. And at that time, the Lord Krishna was sitting with Pandavas and he was muttering. He said that the world lost the greatest giver. I think Yudhishthira did not mind about such a comment because always he never felt good about great about such things and all that. While Arjuna was irritated. And looking at the irritation of Arjuna, Lord Krishna took him to the battlefield and he said that come and see what Karna must be. I would like to take you to Karna to explain you why you are the greatest giver. And Arjuna said that he is dead. He said no, there is still a thread of life in Karna. So while they went near Karna, so Lord Krishna advised Arjuna to stay away, and while he advanced near Karna, he dug into an old Brahmin and he shouted that, "Oh Karna, where are you, the great benefactor? I need a help." That time Karna was subconscious. However, hearing such a loud noise, and he got up and he said, "Oh brother, who are you and what do you need?" Then the old Brahmin said that, "I need some gold from you." Then Karna said, "Go to my house, take my name, and my wife will give you gold and lot of wealth." Then this old Brahmin was not happy, and he said that, "No, I cannot, you cannot send me hither and thither, you must give me the gold." Then Karna remembered that his teeth were gold plated. And he said that, "Okay, you pick up the teeth which is gold plated, that is with me." Then the old Brahmin said, "No, I cannot pick it up. It will be a kind of a sin. You have to give it to myself." Then Karna hit his face against the stone, and the teeth was broken. Then the old Brahmin said, then he asked the old Brahmin to take it from his mouth. Then again he said that, "No, I cannot take it because it is still having blood." Then he said, then he Karna looked around, looked for a sharp weapon, and he tried to clean that teeth, and he offered it to the old Brahmin. He was still not happy. He said, "No, it is still not clean." Then he struggled and he went near his bow, and with his head he shoot an arrow. There was a Varuna Astra which they said he uttered, and there was a rain, and the teeth was burst, and then he took a lot of pain to go near the old Brahmin and handed over the teeth to him. Then Lord Krishna went near Karna and revealed himself, and he revealed his own self, and Karna knew the identity of Krishna, and he asked for a boon And Karna said, the very fact that you are near me when my death is approached, I think that is the great thing that I have. And he breathed his last on the feet of Lord Krishna. The fact is that when Karna was giving all the time in his life, he was never valuing what he was giving. He just gave it for the sake of pure joy. And I think that is the fundamental the spirit which is there in the art of giving. When you give, you don't assess what I gave, what great name that I am earning, or what great fame in earning. I think that is the spirit which is promoting the art of giving kind of an organization and the movement in the country. I have nothing more to say. I must congratulate Dr. Achyut Samar, all his team members for promoting such a great movement. And I am sure, unlike the Western world where you say that you help me, I help you, but there is a fundamental difference in our spiritualization as to why we help others. We just do it because I think this is what is needed for the sustenance of the society, for the betterment of the mankind. So with this, I wish best of luck to the Art of Giving organization and thank Dr. Samar for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I please request Shri R. Balakrishna